Hello and welcome to the Power Bank Expert YouTube channel. Today we're going to be discussing how to choose the best power bank for you. Because let's face it, there are so many power bank models that it can be quite intimidating and even exhausting to look through all of them and deciding which one to get. And to be frank, there isn't one power bank which is best overall and best for everybody. And instead, depending on your needs, some power banks are a better fit than others. So the aim here today is to explain some of the most important features to look for in a power bank and decide for yourself which one is best for you. So for this reason, we have here today an array of power banks that I'm going to use to showcase the key features that you should look for when deciding to buy a power bank. So without further ado, here are the power banks in front of us today. The Zendur Super Mini, the Anker PowerCore PD Redux, the Crave Plus, the Harbor Super Power Bank. So first of all, you need to think what you're planning to power with a power bank. If it's just your phone, then you require a smaller bank, maybe around 10,000 milliamp hour, such as these three power banks here, the first three ones. If you want to power something more substantial, such as a laptop, then consider a power bank which is capable of a power output of 60 watts or more. So for example, the super power bank here by Harbor has 100 watts output, which is enough to power even a MacBook Pro. The next thing you need to take into consideration is how many devices you're planning to charge with your power bank on a regular basis. If it's just your smartphone and maybe some other device, then a power bank such as the Anker PowerCore PD Redux would be a good fit for you, as it has only 2 output ports. On the other hand, if you have maybe a lot of friends or family members that you know will rely on you to charge their devices, you might want to consider a power bank with more output ports. So for example, the Harbor here, which has 4 different output ports, and there are even power banks with a larger number of output ports. So that's something you need to take into consideration as well. Next, you'll need to consider how much time you're expecting to rely on the power bank. So for example, a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank, such as the Zendur Super Mini, would be a great fit for a daily use. You can have it with you in your pocket or in your backpack or purse. It's a very compact power bank, and if your phone dies throughout the day, you can easily top it up 1 time or even maybe 2 times, depending on your phone battery's capacity. However, if you want a power bank that can supply you with power for several days at an end without needing to recharge it, then something like the Harbor Super Power Bank here would be something better fitted, because it has a capacity of 26,800 milliamp hour. So the more capacity a power bank has, the more time you are going to be able to use it. And since we're discussing capacity, you should know that the real capacity of a power bank is generally smaller than its listed capacity. So for example, looking at a 10,000 power bank milliamp hour here, like the Crave Plus, you can see that the listed capacity is 10,000 milliamp hour. However, the real capacity is somewhere around 2/3 of that. So this is true for all power banks, not just for this one. And it's something to keep in mind when buying your power bank and thinking how many times it will charge your phone or some other device. Another thing to consider is the ports that the power bank comes with. What I advise you to do is to look for a power bank that has at least one USB Type-C PD port, such as in the example of Anker here, but actually all of these power banks have at least one such port. The reason to do so is that USB Type-C is the new standard when it comes to ports, and it's going to replace the older USB Type-A port in the future. So this is the new standard, and this type of ports are capable of faster charging speeds. So if you can, always get a power bank that has at least one USB Type-C port. And for reference, I have with me here an older power bank which does not have a USB Type-C port, and as you can see, it has just 2 USB Type-A ports and 1 micro USB port for charging the power bank itself. So this is a type of power bank that I advise you to avoid. This is an older technology, and you will get much better results with power banks that do not have a micro USB port at all, and which have at least one USB Type-C port. Another thing you need to take into consideration when deciding to purchase a power bank is its charging time. You can generally expect a power bank to charge anywhere between 3 and 6 hours, but of course there are outliers, with some power banks charging much faster while other power banks charging much slower. The charging time depends on two main things. One is the power bank capacity and the second is the charging technology. So it doesn't matter if the capacity is larger, with a good charging technology you can achieve fast charging times. Similarly, with older charging technology you can get long charging times even if the capacity is not that large. So for example, Zendur Super Mini here charges in about 3 hours, which is very good for a power bank of 10,000 mAh capacity. However, the Harbor Super Power Bank here, even though it has a much larger capacity of 26,800 mAh, it can get recharged in about 1.7 hours, so under 2 hours of recharging time. This depends a lot on the charging technology that this power bank uses, but in order to achieve the fastest charging times regardless of the power bank, you need to use a good power adapter too. So for example, in the Harbor case, it comes with a power adapter that is able to deliver enough power for it to charge in such a short time, and which is also power delivery compatible as well. So if you're going to use lower quality charger with any power bank which has a decent charging time, of course that time will get longer than advertised, because in order to achieve the shortest time possible, you'll need to use a good adapter as well. Another important factor to consider when deciding to purchase a power bank is its compactness. So in our array of power banks here, the Zendur Super Mini is the most compact power bank here. However, it is a little thick, but still it's a power bank that you can easily carry in your pocket without even noticing it. Also, the Anker PowerCore PD Redux is also a very compact power bank, so they both can be carried in a pocket very easily. The Crave Plus power bank, on the other hand, has the advantage that it's very slim. So if that's an important factor to you, look for power banks that have a slim profile. On the other hand, the Harbor is bulky power bank, which is pretty heavy, so this one can be carried in a backpack or in a purse, but doesn't fit in a pocket. All in all, these are the most important facts to consider when buying a power bank. If you want to know more information, please check out the description where I've linked to some useful resources. And lastly, if you liked the video and you found it useful, please hit that thumbs up button. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.